Alright, we're back with the only character I deign to understand on what is by far the hardest ascension we've ever done, but still. Let's see. Lots of potential good stuff here. We could get a free elite with enemies have 3 HP, or enemies in your next 3 encounters have 3 HP, but I kind of like lose 7, choose a rare. And we're going to take buffer, and I have no shame in this. We did lose our last run trying this. Thank you so much. But I think that the game is solved. And the way that it's solved is you just use your resources to try to create a focus deck. I don't want to say every time. And I think the power deck can also be really good. Hold on. We do have to fight an elite, but I think you roll good cards. And then later in life, you get to consume a bias cognition. Like the first floor is where I have no idea how things should go. But once you get to the first boss, if you kill him, you grab anything focus generating if you haven't gotten it yet. We'll definitely take a leap here. You know, we should definitely take a relic. Blood Vial is actually... I don't consider it like mission critical, but I'm happy to have some form of sustain. And I think we want to go this way so we don't have to fight 2 elites. Terrible start, though. What I'm learning on Ascension is just like... I mean, it's obviously harder, but one of the main reasons it's harder, I think, is just because it's so much more punishing on turns where you don't have... turns where you might have a bad draw. You know, like you don't draw... hold on, that's 12. Should do it. If you don't draw a block on the first turn, you just kind of eat it there. We are going to take a capacitor. Capacitor is not good early, I think, but it will become good when/if we get consumed. So early we would like to play a capacitor if possible. Machine learning is fine, but we'd really like to get a capacitor out there. If for no other reason than to at least be able to stack up some more orbs. No frost yet, and we did have the option. We should probably wake him up. I'm not going to use a dual cast to do it yet, but... So we get 2 turns of safety thanks to the way this is structured right now. With our buffers, which is very helpful. I still think we'll probably end up having one pretty bad turn, but we'll see. This is actually pretty great so far. 22, so you're going to take 6. I can hit you for another 8. I think we'll pop this. Zap was worth more probably, but all we got to do is hit this guy once. And he's dead. That was a really good and easy fight. Happy Flower is fine. I'm going to take 1 sweeping beam. And it's... the number of times I go, yeah, I'm going to take 1 card that hits multiple enemies, and then I'm immediately faced with multiple enemies. It's like comical. It's very merciful for us that we got it when we did. So the first, remember, as far as I'm concerned with the defect, the first floor is about survival and survival alone. 8 damage. Honestly, why wouldn't we buffer? We can't be hit, basically. Right, literally, actually. Why even risk being hit? I will take a self-repair. I still think that's very valuable as well. And we just have... we got a lot of powers. Well, at least it's a while before we have to pay for the fact that that treasure is not worth anything. Or the next treasure chest, I should say, is not worth anything. We are fighting the Hexaghost, which is where we want to be. Draw buffer, please. No buffer. It's okay. With self-repair, we can actually afford to take some hits now. We do have to be careful. I guess we don't want to build our max HP too high. Or maybe we... I don't know. Is it good to be at low HP against the Hexaghost, or is it just... I guess it depends on what kind of cards you've got in your deck. This guy's taking my gold. But, you know, is it good or just not that detrimental to be low? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, I do think chill is decent. Wow, that's a terrible bummer. We do have a problem against the Hexaghost. We're not doing, like, very much damage at all. Oh, we had extra energy thanks to the flower. Okay, we have to split him next turn. Please draw dual cast. We did indeed. Yeah, we're just not doing that much damage. And we've kind of... Yuck. Dang. We kind of managed... Oh, thanks to the order, it worked out. For once, the order benefited us instead of punishing us. Basically, can we grab an offensive card here? I really don't want to take a claw with 17 cards, so I'm going to say no, but I do think it pains us a great deal. We'll see what we got going on here. It's another terrible fight, to be honest with you. And it's basically blocking that, so... Like, as of right now, we break even, which is okay. Oh, no, we don't break even because it's not upgraded yet. That's right. Well, you are going to steal our gold again. In a devastating coup. Well, let me count the problems right now. For this particular fight, I think we'd rather have a free zap. But the problems with this deck are kind of myriad right now. A big one for sure is I don't know... Basically, a lot of our run hinges on this. A single buffer is actively kind of bad right now. I don't really want to play it to block this little damage. So there goes plated armor. And, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat right here. I don't want to play a buffer to block 1 damage, so we're just going to take 1. Leave that buffer in there. But he doesn't really ever do major attacks, so... Yeah, I actually, believe it or not, I think we're going to die here. Even though the run started out... Oh my god, we're going to lose both buffers on that. But there's, like, no better time to do it. We just don't have the necessary gas to get this guy. And that's okay. We have to remember, you know, it's Ascension. Well, no need to play it or not play it. It's Ascension 19. It's not Ascension 0. But realistically, you know what we should have taken here is Static Discharge. We need to slow down, for one. You were going to kill me here. But we also need to... maybe forgive ourselves the faults of the runs here. Start me over again as the defect. Random rare. Obtain a curse for a random rare relic. I stand by this. Okay. Just remember, I still think it's very wise to build focus. But we got to make sure we have the right thing. Right off the bat, Melter. Melter would have saved us a buttload of problems on the last run. Even just the fact that it does 10 damage makes it like an incredibly good option for us. Here's the thing. I want us defend. We didn't get it. Makes my decision easy enough. These fights are going just fine. What do you want here? I think you still want one sweeping beam in the deck. Maybe you want more, for all I know. Every time I take something that hits multiple enemies, I fight multiple enemies. It's like it's preordained by the game. I don't actually believe that that's true, but you get the idea. And look at this, dude. That's why you take Melter. Okay. Feeling a little bit better. Early electrodynamics is unbelievably good. You don't have to fight an elite. But I kind of don't dislike the idea of fighting an elite here. I really like self-repair. I really like boot sequence as well, to guarantee a block in hand. And I think that's okay. I think we can stop right there. Thank you very much. But I did buy a power potion as well, just in case. This is exactly the fight that we want, to be honest. And we're going to pop our other power potion if we can. Dude, give me a static discharge. It beats defrag here, I think. Of course, we have to get hit for that to be the case. But still, 6 dazes in the deck immediately. So we really wanted a dual cast. We are not going to get it, but everyone is dead. No, Captain, your men are already dead. Ice cream. I would say not useful yet, but probably useful eventually, which is why I feel totally okay taking this double energy early on. And I actually think double energy is worth it right off the bat. For an upgrade. Mostly as a result of ice cream, admittedly. Now, if we're going to fight an elite, we want it to be this one. We can get a double. I'm going to play it once. Okay, dude. I was literally being, like, unbelievably serious. I was like, I'm playing it one time for your mind one time. And I know you're like, yeah, whatever. But no. Genuinely, I stand by that. We want defense. It's not a defense. Well, I mean, it's a defend, I guess. It can't be too negative. We are about to take 6 damage. That's okay. Just give me a self-repair. Just stall long enough to get a self-repair. I would rather he takes the gold and I heal. But luckily, best of both worlds. Second boot sequence is probably a little too much. Are we really okay? Are we content to do this? I think so. I mean, probably go with a zap. The thing is, I want to fight the same elite. And we knew that wasn't going to happen. But still, I was like, come on. I mean, this is a good turn for us when it comes to, you know, I mean, I know he's going to wake up. But simultaneously, like, we get to keep our 10 block for 0 in the deck. You know, we got a bunch of lightning out there right off the bat. I can't be too mad about this. And you know what? I am actually going to pop this. We lose 2 block by not popping it earlier, which is dumb. You know, why not have 2 extra block instead? But all right, so now we're going to be, for a few turns, we're going to have a little extra energy. And that's the real value of double energy, I think. I think I would rather strike twice and then reboot and hope for another melter. Yeah, dude. Very, very strong, to be honest. And we need to do 12 damage to you. We need to do 0 damage to you. That was a great elite fight. We get Mango, which is useful for a couple of reasons, but in particular for the heal right off the bat. Now this guy, to be honest, the Melter does a lot of great work against him. Wouldn't we rather have a free dual cast? This deck is not focus driven right now. I think we do want to remove a strike at this point. But I think it's good. With only basic defense, I think we want to rest. And it's only because I believe that the run has a chance that I think the rest is worth something. It will be harder for us to beat this boss than a basic elite. Melter, please. Oh, we did get Melter. Not basic elite, basic enemy is what I meant to say. Okay, we got the perfect draw, but basically, I do struggle to see how we're gonna put together a win here, or how we're gonna put together a likely win. Might be a better way to say it, because it's really just gonna slowly whittle them down with the lightning orbs. Now, we're never going to have an energy problem thanks to the double energy early, but... And the bronze scales, actually, I didn't even consider it, but that's fairly advantageous. It's good we get to store our lightning orbs a little longer. It seems to me like we should win. So what do we want? We still want more focus. And I think we could totally justify building a frost run, even though this looks lightning driven right now. Really, I don't really care where it comes from. I just want blocks. I want leaps. I don't really want charge batteries, but, you know, desperate times and all that. I want leaps. And I want frost. Anyway, we're going to win. And Zendaya is Michi. But mostly we want leaps. Multicast, I should say, electrodynamics is amazing. Well, multicast ice cream plus electrodynamics, but it's very, very difficult for me to not take Echo Form. It's just so unbelievably good. You know what? I'm not even going to think about it. We get Consume, Doom and Gloom. I love, not all of this, but I like enough of it. What I will say, we got 2 charge batteries in a boot sequence. Adding blocks ASAP. Very, very important. I was just going to say, Electro's going to body these guys, though. It's going to body them so hard. I think you don't even play Echo Form. Now, we are about to take some damage. I don't know if we have any other zero... Oh, my God! It's so good! You don't get luckier than that very often. Okay, I'm actually going to take an Auto Shields. I think it's like a highly underrated card, or at least I underrated it for a while. We want Frost. We do want Juzu Bracelet as well, but we want Frost. Full stop. This is very important. The end, more or less. Well, we have a capacitor, right? Or that was the last run? Okay, so we do want a capacitor. And now, I wouldn't say we're off to the races, but we at least know what we're doing. Electro bodies these guys too. So let's seek, grab Electro. Play Electro. I don't even know. Dual cast is... Yeah, it's probably worth it. Hit him with that boot sequence. Dad. So Recycle is not even really about the... It's not even really about the energy from Recycle. It's about removing cards that are not worth much in this deck. But I actually think that this deck has got it going on right now. Probably should have... Color me surprised. I thought you were dead. That's highly my bad. Maybe a good idea to start doing the math, so to speak. Oh well. You know, in the end, we'll recover. Maybe it's the kind of learning lesson we needed, and et ceteras and et ceteras. So you'd start with a dual cast. The dual cast means you are dead. Obviously, we want a Melter. It means you are dead as well, which means we're going to get off scot-free. Okay, very lucky. Cool-Headed is an extremely valuable card. Blood Vial is helpful. And, dude, now we're starting to cook. Okay, what happens next? Consume, which we have only had occasion to play once so far, comes out. Now, no, I will not take an Innate Curse. But I'll level with you. Now we start to look for card removal. %. be at like 51 HP. We're not very block driven, but we get a lot of... We'd lose all our strikes in one... We don't have any strikes. So we're actually just adding 5 bites here. You know what? I don't think we want that. Because we're so... I mean, this run is... That idea has worked out well for us in the past. Calipers with Frost is so good as well. But I don't think we need to. Admittedly, we could. Oh, lock-on targets receive 50% more damage from orbs. That I did not know. Still. We're not going for this guy just yet. He's who we want to melt later. But for now, oh my god, we have 7 energy. Okay, so this is necessary. And then we need, like, an unbelievable amount of block, if possible. I can't afford to play it. Literally in my head, I was just like, well, we have a... My dad works at the energy factory. I never have to worry about power. Wrong. I just think you play both of these. And you reboot for like a self-repair. Okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. I'm very glad I chose not to fight the elite. Although if we'd fought the elite, we wouldn't be on this path right now. So who knows? Well, a little bit of luck. Never hurt anybody. I don't know how I feel about this Snack OI, to be honest with you. I hope... There's not much we can do about it, so I hope we get cheap stuff. And as of right now... Yeah, but I really wish I could play Auto Shields and Echo Form on the same turn. Goodbye, Echo Form. This one's real bad. Because, like, you can consume and Doom and Gloom and then Cold Snap. Well, you could just consume Cold Snap. But then what would you play? You'd play a Doom and Gloom right after. How much block would you get out of it? You'd get a Frost that gives you 5 block. Well, you know, when you put it that way, it actually is, like, definitely the right way to go. And then just pop this. You're only taking 8 damage, which is not enough to be too bent out of shape about, but still sucks pretty badly. We're at 23. We definitely would rather just hit you here. So we're going to take another 4 damage. No, because of Tori, we're taking less, which is very helpful. Auto Shields is a pretty good get here. I mean, Zap, we're 5 focus up. It will not kill you. Well, at least we got something half decent here. Snecko Eye is always a crapshoot. That's the problem. Sure, play whatever you want. He's dead when he hits me. Snecko Eye is always a little bit of a problem. Defrag is a non-negotiable choice. I think we're going to rest early. Boss is this guy. We might rest again. We're on full remove duty for sure. Like, what do we not need in this deck? What do we not play? I honestly think Doom and Gloom is too expensive. I don't think it fits what we're trying to do, even with extra focus, but that might have worked against us. But, you know, I come by it honestly. I'm just trying to build what we've built in the past, because it's worked. Similarly, unless we get the Timekeeper, we're always going to like having FTL. But if we take FTL... You know what? FTL thins the deck. Because you draw. That's probably sensible, right? That makes sense. Yeah, don't even worry about it. That totally makes sense. So I'm resting. I'm resting because I believe in the power of this run to get to a victory. Not a great draw. Keep in mind you have Ice Cream. We can make good stuff happen there. So double energy. Very big right off the bat. Defrag. has to be played. Sweeping Beam into a Seek. What would we be seeking? Electrodynamics buys us a lot early. However, Echo Form, if you've got it, flaunt it, as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to take some damage here. I don't really want to dual cast this before we have Electrodynamics out there. I'm very, very glad we rested now. Remember, the first card you play will get played twice. We don't have any cards that are good to play twice. But we definitely don't need the auto shields 2 times. So we might as well bullseye. We do want to consume. You know, we might as well recycle self-repair for the energy, although it costs us 1 to do it. It's the same as playing it, I guess. But maybe not, because we got the energy back, so I guess it's not the same as playing it. Disregard that. Either way, double zap. How does it compare to double electro? It doesn't matter. We get the energy next turn no matter what, thanks to Ice Cream. So whether you play it or don't play it, it makes not a lick of difference. Very, very important. The doubled capacitor is insanely good. That time it did matter because we could have played Bullseye instead. But maybe it doesn't matter with Bullseye now that I think about it. What do you want? You got to double up on something here. There's a lot of damage coming out. Let's not make any rash decisions. But I think you want to double up on Leap. We want as many frost-generating cards out there as possible. That's not even a contest. That's a guarantee. So you're on 26. If I dual cast, you'll be killed. And you'll be killed. And we will take no damage. And once you see the first no damage happen on a frost run, if you've got draw, you're starting to cook. To me, I see this and I say, we got to double up on consume. Now we got 30 block passively every single turn. Well, kind of got rid of it there, but you get the idea. Yeah, we should be in a dominant position against this guy now. I have no idea for the remainder of the run how it looks. He takes extra damage from the lightning orbs now, so. But I do know we're not going to take any more damage against him. Well, we shouldn't have done that one, but. He is dead. We need to hit him literally with this. We'll do it once the lightning orbs hit. So, okay, Pandora's box on the defect. I'm starting to come around to the idea that, you know, you never know what it's going to do, but it could be a top-tier relic. Now, I actually think creative AI is definitely the right choice for us here, and we'll take Sozu. These are non-negotiable choices, I think. The extra energy is so valuable, especially because it rolls over turn to turn with Ice Cream. But creative AI is also very, very useful as the fight goes on because we can get more capacitors. And more defrags, for that matter, but no way we're... Well, actually, there's an elite dodge path. And it's actually got some decent question marks on the way as well. So keep in mind... Why do we like this right now? We have calipers, which I totally forgot about. So once our frost orbs actually start to get out there, we're in an amazing position. Now, I don't really want to defrag twice, because I really need draw. So we're going to start with this. And I think we're going to seek out like an auto shields. Although, Electro Dual Cast actually... Yeah, that does like a lot for us. I think we'll still play Capacitor, then we'll do a quick reboot and look for some... We'll look for anything, but this is actually a really, really good get. Yeah, I mean, I didn't look at the boss. Who is it? It's Dono Deca. It's good. But I wouldn't expect electrodynamics to be like that useful against them, but still, we're happy to see it. You know, why risk it? At this point, I think we've got a chance. Take my unupgraded Cold Snap. Or Cool-Headed, I mean. I didn't make a mistake on the click. I made a mistake in the verbiage. I'm not going to dual cast you on this. I'd rather save... Well, it's not even energy, I guess. I'd rather just keep the orb out there. So this is an insanely great turn for this. You definitely play everything, reboot, and hope for good powers. And, I mean, I guess that's like the best power. So we're taking no damage. And, oh my word, you are in for a nightmare, dude. So I really think that what it comes down to, and the reason that we chose to be cowardly here is because, well, we're basically... I thought we had played an Echo form for some reason. We're basically just set. Like, the only way that we... Well, I wouldn't say that we're set. Let me rephrase. I'm getting ahead of myself here, because I'm excited. It's a nice place to be. I think we have a chance at the bosses. And if we have a chance at winning Ascension 19, I'm not going to throw it away on the chance of getting a rare relic, because that's dumb. So you might think I'm losing my mind here, but I actually think like a Seek reboot to draw 4 randoms sounds fine to me. So we put Electrodynamics out there. I think we'll Cold Snap and then Melter, but I did think about using creative AI there. I just think, you know, we have this guy dead to rights in a couple of turns if we don't mess around. So we do have Echo Form out there right now. We probably want to use non-attacks then. Cool-Headed will do a lot of good work for us. Capacitor's pretty important. I want to be clever and like recycle the self-repair, but I don't know if that's clever so much as it's just very, very stupid. And I got rid of the charge battery because, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I think it kind of sucks in this deck. Doesn't do what I want it to do anymore. All right, so with all this consume out there, basically I was just going to say we need zaps, and that's basically what it comes down to. We could double up on creative AI. 27. Oh, we're not taking any damage. If we're not taking damage, dude, double up on creative AI. It'll be fun. I mean, the Thorn Lord is dead in 1 turn anyway. And this is basically what we want. A doubled bias cognition. I mean, if we melt this dude, he's just dead. Don't really have to get too much more scientific than that. Defrag is always going to be decent enough. So what are we taking here? Part of me is like, get the Echo Form so you don't lose it if you draw it in a bad context, because it is so critical. I actually think that, you know, I've talked myself into it. Originally, I was like, +1 focus. Now I'm like, nah, dude, you had it. Make sure that Echo Form can't leave. It's all about safety right now, I think. Just like lock this run down as close as it can get to a guaranteed level of success. So you're taking 5. We took 1. I can live with that. But we got to get in there pretty quickly. 4 energy. That's pretty important. Really, I'm gonna accept that we're gonna take a little damage in here, just to get the Echo Form out there. If we could draw, I would double the double energy. Actually, we can draw. Can we draw enough? I don't know. It does do damage as well. Maybe it's... But what do we... No. This is bad. We still might want to pop this first. Then double energy. Electro's enough lightning to matter. Probably should have done it differently, but 12. Okay, we're taking 1. 3 more turns to weather the storm. We still want the draw, I think. Yeah, okay, this is important. The consume has to be played. And actually, Bullseye will help us out a lot here. 80 damage. Okay. You don't really want to double up on consume. I think you're happy getting those cool headeds out there here. $22 damage. The more consumes you get out there, the more obvious it is that it's totally over. But I mean, he is still doing 90 damage. But still, the zap, you know, that's 22 block, and we got 29 on top of it. That's how quickly it can turn around. Now he's going to take extra damage from those. Well, it worked out. Kind of close. I still think aggregate probably works as well. I almost fought the elite for no reason there. This third floor has been real good, by the way. Seek getting 2 cards is pretty good. But I think we're going to just start with the raw focus here. Omamori. Okay, it means if we get the chance to take curses at cost to ourselves, we can do something with it. So I'm very for it. And we certainly, like, Seek Echo Form is just, most of the time, it's going to be what we want. We need Frost pretty quickly. Because of Echo Form, it's always tempting to go for the defrag, but I think I'm actually going to... I'm going to go for the charge battery. Although it does ruin auto shields, and now makes me feel like an idiot. Yeah, actually, like, immediately I'm like, well, that was very dumb. It's alright. We got another Echo Form. I'm mostly just trying to make sure we're not going to die on this terrible turn. Like, I still think you go for the charge battery now, because you have no other options. Not a particularly inspiring turn. I think you have to double up on self-repair. And we actually are on lethal right now. So you'd Storm. Oh, it gets doubled again. Electro does not, but it's okay. Cold Snap. We need the focus, or we need the cold, I should say. Give me a Zap. Then give me a Consume. No, if we Consume, we can't cool-headed. Can we kill you? $14 times 2 plus 9. Yes. Okay, so we actually rebuilt our HP to be relatively okay. Turbo plus Ice Cream, it does mean you'll draw voids sometimes, but apart from that, it's kind of like, I don't want to say a win-win, but it's relatively stable. I think cards which exhaust are instead played. We don't exhaust much. We exhaust like Seek. So it's one of the rare situations where I don't think it's that useful. I do think, on the other hand, Bag of Prep, making our first turn stronger. And to be honest, yes, I think a Chill showing up in the nick of time to save us, why not? Okay, I mean, Aggregate right out the bat takes us to 7, which allows us to play an Echo Form, but I think we're going to do it like this, 21. You're not doing that much damage. So we're going to take some damage. But these guys are dead next turn. And if we double up on a self-repair, which thankfully we were able to do, I'm not too bummed about it. Now, what do we play to kill them? Because right now they're taking 6... Well, they're actually all dying already. But I still think you Seek Reboot is like Galaxy Brain potential. Okay, so he is also dead. Fantastic news. 78 HP. No, thank you. Alright. It's up to you, Tangela. Historically, kind of a weird fight. Telling you, you're always going to hit that early double energy. 40. Okay, 27. I'm not happy about it. You play auto shields first, you dummy. So we're taking 10. Just get your brain straight here, because this is... You didn't even need to take any damage there. And now we're taking no damage, which is nice. But we do need some lightning out there in order to stay out in front of this. With Echo Form, I do think a capacitor is in order. You know what? Sure. This leaves us in a fine situation. I think you don't mess with it. I think you just wait until you get lightning orbs out there, and then, you know, that's that. Like, to be honest, I don't really want you doing 40 damage. Maybe it's okay. 16, much better. So the real question is, are we going to rest? And you know just how to ask me the kind of questions that'll make me a little bit upset here. I do not have a good answer to your question. I'm just going to let the lightning kill him next turn, so I don't need to worry about whether or not we're doing things right. We're only going to be 8 HP down. But wouldn't we sit in that situation if we lost and be like... I think we do want to loop. Well, like, what if we had that 8 HP, you know? But I think we're just going to go for loop. And then if we have Frost Orbs at the front, it should be worth more. So, wish me luck. I mean, this is Ascension 19. This is some real stuff here. We're going to seek... This time, I think we're going to seek Echo Form. It's so important it gets out there. And I mean, really, I think I'd rather just accept that turn 1, we're going to take a little bit of damage to get Echo Form out there. And now double energy is disgusting. However, we don't need 16 energy. We can actually afford to just double up on charge battery and then double energy. And even this gives us enough to build around, I think. We are about to take a decent chunk of damage. We have no consumes out there yet, which is part of the problem. I mean, aggregate is amazing here. Do you really need to play it twice, though? I think I'd rather draw twice and then aggregate. Let's get a creative AI out there because we have the money to spend. And we'll put out as much block as possible. We want focus. And we got it. Capacitor must be played. And we're taking no damage now. These guys are strong, though. We need this consume ASAP. This is a tough one for me personally. I don't think you double up on an Echo Form. I think you double up on this loop. Now we got 2 Echo Forms out there. We're taking 1 damage. I'm begging you for this consume. It's so the right turn, but okay. We're going to go for the cool-headed first. There's consume. It got doubled again, but that's okay. We're taking no damage. If we're taking no damage, where do we go? I'm going to put a defrag out there, but we got to start hitting them quick. Loop is already doing amazing work for us. Let's get double draw. We got to start hitting them. Double that zap. Melt them. Get self-repair out there. Get Hello World out there. Okay. It's all about the lightning orbs, but then also keeping a frost orb at the front right now. We're already taking no damage, so I kind of hate it, but the static discharge is going to be hilarious. Don't put a zap out there. Strong play. They're getting 3 strength every other turn. That's not that bad. Okay, this is kind of what we want. And by kind of, I really do mean kind of. Because, like, consume is really good, but we need to draw more capacitors. We can't draw more capacitors right now. That's a big one. I mean, I think we're going to win and completely redeem my previously garbage play over the past several runs. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. We're going to live or die right now. Come get a taste. In my head, I was like, we're going to bring back bias cognition. Doubtful. So because of loop, I think you're toast right now. Yeah. It's a lot of draw. Still don't need to use consume. I think you pass turn. I think you pass turn and math means you win. Easy. Well, we're gonna be touching Ascension 20 for the first time in our entire lives. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 as our score. What can I say, dude? I get the defect to some extent. How do you win as the defect? Take cards that raise focus, take cards that give you frost, and then Pandora's box. But anyway, at least we got a win today. And we're pretty close to being done with the defect, which I never would have expected. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And we'll be the Ironclad.